Hey guys, it's Danny, welcome to my channel. Let's compare some classic rackets, classic beauties, Pro Staff 97, Percept 97 and Speed Tour. Every racket lands in a classic type of racket, more associated with feel, connection. Yeah, why we should even bother testing 97 in modern days? Maybe because of that, connection, feel, type of response. It is very addictive compared to Pure Aero 98 or ISO 98. Even though the type of response from the string bed is familiar, the swing style is familiar, the feel is not quite there. It's like the brand is trying to artificially make the feel more classic, where in fact it's far from it. So why you should try 97? For classic feel, honest response and raw sensation. Obviously, if you go lower in head size 95, it gets even better, but yeah, you are giving up on something, most likely performance. So with the modern days, with the modern rackets that play better and better with each release, 97, 95s are going into shadows, even though the feel might make it more fun to use. When we compete, we want to win. If we want to win, we need weapons, and feel sometimes is not enough. So right now, with the recent releases from each brand, I think we have only 3 97s on the market with 1619 pattern. So if you are picking a 97 racket, obviously you are not after performance, you are more after feel, raw connection, maybe honest sensation, more in line with what your hand produces, and you want the ball to kind of follow the hand, so it's very in line with your technique. Some frames import more spin, some frames kill the response, some frames increase the launch angle quite a lot, helping in a way where the racket is doing more job for the player. It's not maybe the most honest racket, but definitely towards performance. So if you want to know which racket, Percept 97, Speed Tour or Pro Staff 97, which one is the most classic, right away I can tell you that the Pro Staff 97 is the best here when it comes to the feel. It's above the Speed Tour, which I would rate as second, and Percept 97, the third pick from my side. Percept 97, even though it has a thinner beam than the Speed Tour, I find the sweet spot just less classic, less solid, because the isometric shape of the Percept 97 makes the feel a bit more pancakey. But still, if you are a purist and you need this feel but want to go up in performance, you can't really increase the head size because it messes up with your game, with your feel, with your swing style and how you see the game. Then obviously we have some options. Let's discuss power. I think Speed Tour is the best here. It has a slightly thicker beam and the response is the most juicy one. Next I would rate Pro Staff 97, so still above Percept 97, which with its specs is just a bit anemic. If you saw my review of the Percept 97, you know I am not the biggest fan of this racket. I just feel like Yonex kinda ruined the potential of the Percept 97 by just making it too light, too anemic with specs. Now when we compare spin, I think every racket here is similar. I could try to rate each of the frames, but it wouldn't make much sense. I think with the string and tension I could get really close with each racket, and overall each racket is not really a spinny one. You don't buy Pro Staff, Speed Tour or Percept 97 for the spin, you buy it for the feel and control. You need this linear type of response, a bit tighter spin, a bit tighter launch angle. You want to hit more through the ball and feel the ball on the string bed. So it makes no sense to compare the spin. So now let's go to stability. In my opinion, Speed Tour is the most stable one. You give up a little bit on this raw sensation connection, but with a thicker beam you get a more stable sensation and easier ride through the ball. It is easier to crash the ball through it, and yeah, just better. The only way how you can make Percept 97 stable is through your acceleration. You want to win the collision through racket head speed. And with the Speed Tour you can kind of touch the ball and you will be fine. Pro stuff is a bit in the middle, but still I found it stable enough for my needs. Now forgiveness. Because I have a more stable feel with the Speed Tour, I find it more forgiving as well. Next outright may be Percept 97 because it has a slightly bigger head size, and then Pro stuff. But I would still pick Pro stuff over a Percept 97 because, again, with dynamic specs, I am just more confident with Pro stuff over Percept 97. Percept 97, because it is a more forgiving racket, you kinda have a tendency to lose the ball. It shares some aspects from 98's head size racket, so maybe it is the least honest frame, and you kinda can start thinking about playing with spin. But again, is it any better than the other racket if it really has more spin? I don't think so, because I can pick a Vicor 98 and get even more spin with less efforts. I just don't see the benefit here with a more forgiving head size, I mean shape of the head, isometric. It's just not working with the Percept 97, in my opinion. So now, control. For the purists, I think this might be the most important next to feel, and I am picking Speed Tour basically because it has better performance overall. It is more stable, more forgiving, more power, so it is just easier to pick and play. And with that comes confidence, and even though the feel is a bit worse compared to the Pro Stuff 97, I think it is still good enough to call it a feel-oriented racket, and with that type of feel and more solid type of response and connection to the ball, I still have the confidence to hit out because the launch angle is quite low. It's not jumping up, so with my acceleration I still hit flat, and with lower launch angle it is just easier to place the ball inside the court. So Head Speed Tour overall feels like a juiced up Pro Stuff 97, and that's why I think it is now the best 97 on the market. Yeah, you lose a little bit of this raw sensation, feel, connection, raw feel, but still it is good enough to call it a honest and classic type of racket. Head made a modern twist to this racket by giving it a slight push towards performance. This performance is really appreciated now when we face all these Pure Aero 98 players or E-Zone players. They just play more aggressively now. In conclusion, I think Speed Tour is the best 97 now on the market with 1619 string pattern. I still want to revisit a 97D. It has an 1820 string pattern, so even more classic, so totally different DNAs, I would say. So yeah guys, that's it for this review. Make sure to subscribe, use my affiliate link if you want to buy a racket, and see you soon.